Hey, everybody, what's going on? Jeff Rager, another episode of the Daily Ticket. This one for the 5th of January. It's a Friday. Oh, this week, despite getting Monday off, it seems like it's taken forever, doesn't it? Finally, to the weekend, a lot of football that really doesn't matter, and then some football that matters on Monday. Here's what we're going to do. I kind of feel on Monday, I want to give you my take on Washington and Michigan. Today, I want to stick to the NFL. And I think I have proof. I think that the Rams are scared shitless to play the Lions. I know what you're saying. Oh, my God, shut up, Rieger. Friday. What, have you already started to drink? What, are you already partying? Nobody believes that. Nobody believes Sean McVay is afraid of the Lions. Nobody believes Matthew Stafford is afraid of the Lions. I want to give you my proof. I want to sell you something. And then at the end of the podcast, if you choose not to believe it, I want you to use the comment section and tell me you don't believe it. But if you believe it, I want you to tell me you believe it. Because at the end of this podcast, there's also another individual, one with way more credibility than me, that's going to say the exact same thing. Let me sell this to you. Last week of the regular season, Lions don't need to win. Already locked into that 3 spot. They do have a slight chance to get the 2. If they beat the Vikings, they're playing everybody, and the Eagles lose and the Cowboys lose, then yes, the Lions get elevated to 2, and they're guaranteed 2 home playoff games if they win the first one. But it's all about the first one. It's all about the first home playoff game in 30 years. That's what we're focusing on. Because you got to win that one to get a second one. And before you can worry about a second game at home, you got to win the first one. And odds are the Lions will either face, in their first home playoff game in 30 years, the Los Angeles Rams, Matthew Stafford, Sean McVay, Aaron Donald, or Jordan Love and the Green Bay Packers. Odds are those are the 2 teams you're going to face. There's an outside chance Seattle somehow sneaks in there, but odds are it's not going to happen. It's going to be either the Packers or it's going to be the Rams. If the Rams win on Saturday, if the Rams win on Sunday, they're the 6th. They lock it up. They travel to Detroit next weekend. We still don't know when that game's going to be, but they travel to Detroit for the postseason. If the Rams lose and the Packers win, Packers play Chicago, the Rams play the Niners, then the Packers get the 6th seed. And it's the Packers that are going to take on the Lions in the first playoff game at home in 30 years. So it's either the Packers or the Rams. The other team more than likely is going to play Dallas. Dallas travels to Washington this weekend. If Dallas wins, they lock up the 2 spot. They're guaranteed 2 home playoff games if they win the first one. And I understand Dallas has been awful on the road. They're 3-5, but they go to a Washington team that has won 4 games all season. They've lost 7 in a row. Last game they won was against the Patriots 8 weeks ago. So I kind of feel Dallas is going to win that game. If Dallas loses, Eagles got a chance. They're going to take on the Giants. But let's just go on the working premise that Dallas wins that game, because I think Dallas will win that game. So in our theory right now, the Niners have locked up 1, the Cowboys will get 2, the Lions will get 3, and the Lions in their game will either get the Packers or the Rams. Now, if you're the Rams, ask yourself, who would you rather play? You're going to the postseason. You got to go on the road. Would you rather go to Dallas, where you've already lost this season 43-20? In that game, Matthew Stafford got injured. Dallas routed the Rams. Add that to the fact that, as you know, the Cowboys don't lose at home. They've won 16 straight games at Jerry's World. They score 40 points at home, unless they play the Lions, where they only score 20. They only give up 15 points at home. It is ridiculous. If you had the choice to choose to go to Dallas instead of Detroit, and I'm not ripping on the Lions by any means, but if you're the Rams and you've already got smoked by the Cowboys, wouldn't you want to avoid the Cowboys at all costs And you could do that rather easily. You could. You could decide we are all in on week 18 to go ahead and beat the Niners. Niners are not playing Brock Purdy. Instead, it's going to be Sam Darnold. Niners have locked up the 1 seed. Game doesn't mean squat to them. And even though they hate the Rams, they don't care. Kyle Shanahan doesn't care. Niners just want to get through the game semi-healthy. They're going to enjoy their bye. Then they're going to start their playoff run. Niners don't give a damn. And the Rams don't care either, it seems like. Because the Rams are resting their best players. It was announced a couple days ago. There's going to be no Matthew Stafford, no Kyren Williams, the great running back. Cooper Kupp out, Aaron Donald out, Ernest Jones out. Puka Nacua will play because he has a chance at a rookie receiving record. Once he gets 30 yards, 29 yards, he's gone. He's out of the game. Sean McVay is deciding not to play his best players, and he'll tell you it's health. Doesn't care who he plays in the postseason. He wants his guys to be healthy. I think he's lying. I don't think he wants to play the Lions. I'll take it a step further. I think he's afraid to go to Detroit and play the Lions. Think about it for a second. I know you're laughing right now. I know you're saying to yourself, "Oh, Rieger, shut up." McVay's not scared of the Lions. McVay won a Super Bowl. But it goes back to the question. Why would you want to go play Dallas? You wouldn't. Dallas is dominant at home. So, if you don't want to play Dallas, there's a real easy way to probably not play Dallas. You play your starters in week 18 against the Niners. You win that game, and you go to Detroit. But what is McVay doing? He's resting his starters. Dallas is the tougher option. He should choose Detroit, but he's not. Why? Because he doesn't want to play the Lions. He's scared of the Lions. I know you don't believe me yet. Let me dig a little deeper. Just dig a little deeper. I don't think McVay wants to deal with Stafford having to go back to Detroit. A full week of questions leading up to that game. Stafford had played 12 years in Detroit, never had won anything, leaves, wins a Super Bowl. You know how that's going to go. I don't think McVay wants his quarterback to deal with that. I also don't think McVay wants to deal with how he treated Jared Goff. He's since apologized, but he kicked Goff to the curb. He since said, I probably didn't handle that the best way. He threw Goff out in the garbage. He did. He said, anybody want Jared Goff? We will pay you to take Jared Goff. That's what the Rams did. They signed him to a contract. Then they put him out on the curb at garbage pickup day. And they left a couple $100 bills along with Jared Goff so somebody would come along and take him. That's what they did. They kicked Goff to the curb. Took him to a Super Bowl, won playoff games for them. They didn't want Jared Goff. Instead, they went to Cabo and they had, breakfast, lunch, dinner with the Staffords and wanted Matthew instead of Jared. Kick Goff to the curb. You think Sean McVay wants to deal with that? And the week leading up to the game, asked by Detroit media, asked by LA media, asked by national media. You think he wants to deal with that? The answer is probably no. But I know I haven't convinced you yet. So let me dig even a little deeper. Sean McVay understands that going to Dallas is going to be a bitch. But it's the better option for him than Detroit. Why? Because if he goes, plays the Lions, Detroit's first home playoff game in 30 years, he's not winning that game. Think about it. That offensive line for the Lions is going to be about as clean can be. They will allow no pressures, whether it's Aaron Donald on the other side or not. They will not allow their quarterback, Jared Goff, to lose that game. The place in Detroit is going to be going insane. Jared Goff is going to want to smoke his former team. That defense is going to pin its ears back and go after Matthew Stafford. It is a nightmare scenario for the Rams. We keep thinking about the Lions, and I say, hey, bring in the Rams. It would be amazing if you could beat Stafford. It would be such a great cleansing deal. It would be like a cleanse if you could beat Stafford. Go ahead and take down the guy that was here for 12 years. Yes, it'd be great for Goff. We keep thinking from the Lions' point of view. Not once until I got wind that Sean McVay is resting all his starters, or at least his good players. Not once did I put myself in their shoes. They don't want to come to Detroit. They don't think they can win that game. They would rather go to Dallas and play in a place that no road teams ever win at than go to Ford Field and take on the Lions and Dan Campbell and that football team. Have I sold you yet? Sean McVay is a pretty smart dude. He's choosing the Cowboys. That's what he's doing. Now, maybe you still beat the Niners, or maybe the Bears beat the Packers, so either way you're getting the Lions. But Sean McVay has a choice here. He's got a choice. Cowboys, Lions. He's choosing the Cowboys, which makes no sense unless you think about it from their point of view. They understand Detroit will beat them and probably beat them bad. Think about the environment. Think about all the emotions. Think about the history between some of the players, Stafford, Goff, and the coach McVay. Have I sold you? Sean McVay is scared of playing the Lions. Matthew Stafford might be scared of playing the Lions. And that's why they all sit this weekend. And they're resigned to the fact that they'll go to Dallas, and they probably think that's their better opportunity. Now, to be fair, too, if you want to talk football reasons, they've already played Dallas once. Football is all about matchups. McVay probably thinks to himself, okay, I feel I've seen some stuff from the Cowboys after having played them that maybe we can expose while we haven't played the Lions. I'm sure there's football reasons, too. But I believe they should want the Lions because the Lions is the easier matchup. Matthew Stafford, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp against Detroit's secondary. Wouldn't you think that'd be advantage LA? Another reason that you play your starters to beat the Niners so you get the Lions in the 6th seed instead of Dallas in the 7th seed. But he's not doing it. He'll tell you it's because rest. I'll tell you it's because he's afraid of them. Sean McVay is afraid of the Lions. And this is not me drunk early on a Friday morning. I'm going to drink tonight. I'm not drunk right now. So let me know what you think. Let me know what you think. You buying anything I just sold you? Are you? Here's the other thing, too, by the way. If you are on Detroit side of things, who you would rather play, I'd rather play the Rams because I think you'd beat the Rams for all the reasons I just already told you, especially that offensive line understands that Jared Goff needs that game more than anything. That's going to be a Goff game. Goff's going to be clean, and he's going to have all the time in the world to pick apart the Rams defense. I'd rather play the Rams. I'm more afraid of the Packers. Jordan Love can run the football. Matthew Stafford can't. Packers already beat the Lions. Rams haven't played them yet. Packers in that game on Thanksgiving when they beat the Lions were missing 8 to 9 to 10 guys, including their great running back Aaron Jones. All those guys are back now. Also think about this. It's always tougher to play within division. You know the Packers. They know you. I don't want the Packers. The Packers scare me. I want the Rams. Not just because of the emotional, fun, fandom, soap opera stuff, but I also think it's your best opportunity to advance and hopefully take on the Cowboys in Dallas and get Dallas again for after what happened on Saturday. So let me know what you think. Is Sean McVay afraid of the Lions? Is Matthew Stafford afraid of the Lions? Furthermore, who would you rather play? Packers or Rams? Let me know. Comment section below. The other thing I was thinking about, by the way, So let's just say it is the Rams. First playoff game in 30 years. First time Matthew Stafford back in Detroit playing at Ford Field. This is horrifying, what I'm about to say. Is Matthew Stafford going to get a tribute video? First home playoff game in 30 years. Jared Goff got one when they went to LA a couple of years back when he was a Lion. Is Matthew Stafford going to get a tribute video? Day of the playoff game, you're going to have Lions fans cheer him before you boo him because you want to beat him. Here's what I'm thinking. If the Lions are watching this or listening to this, Lions, please. I am an expert in nothing other than disliking Matthew Stafford. If you've ever listened to me, you know this about me. Here's what you do. You troll them. I think you make a tribute video of Matthew Stafford showing every pick six he ever threw as a Detroit Lion. Now, that would be amazing. How about that? Or make a tribute video for Matthew Stafford and just show Jared Goff offensive highlights for the Lions. That would be amazing. Don't give him a tribute video. Don't. I did the show with Wojo yesterday, and we were talking about the fans and if they're going to be confused because there's still so many Stafford lovers out there. No, everybody's going to have a one-track mind. Beat the Rams. Win a playoff game. Maybe the first one in your life. Maybe the second one in your life. No tribute video. Here's what you can do. You can hang the NFC North title banner. You can do that. And show Matthew Stafford watching it go up to the rafters. Or, here's even a better idea. Hang the NFC North title banner and give Matthew Stafford his dagger time banner back that he thought of when he was here in Patricia's last year. You could do that. No tribute video, though. No. I'm very emotional about this. Anyway, I mean, listen, I just got to be honest with you. It's midnight, almost Friday, Thursday night when I'm recording this, okay? I have just done a 4-hour and 15-minute show at a Buffalo Wild Wings that I had to come back in here to do the Wings out west in LA. So I'm a little all over the place. I admit that. But it doesn't change my point. McVay, afraid of the Lions, does not want anything to do with Detroit. You buying it? Comment section. And what about a Stafford tribute video? That's what all the teams do for all the guys that used to play for them. You can't do it. I hope the Lions somehow find a way to troll Stafford or troll McVay. Troll the Rams. That would be sensational. They did to the Broncos. Russell Wilson, apparently his wife used to hang out with some music artist. Maybe they dated. And the Lions played nothing but his music in the pregame warm-out when Russell was getting ready. See, that's awesome. That's what I'm looking for. No tribute video. No thank you, Matthew, for all your years of service. None of that. Anyway, that's all I got for you. Hope you've enjoyed this week of podcast. I feel it's been good. I want to read you a couple quick comments. Yesterday's podcast was all about the Lions getting fucked and the NFL saying it was Detroit's fault. They were trying to be deceptive. I did the podcast speaking of Matthew Stafford. Even Matthew Stafford said the Lions got screwed, but the NFL doesn't see it that way. Let me read a couple quick comments. Let's get out of here, shall we? Tom McLean, 8893, first-time listener. You got my blood boiling again. League has zero integrity, supporting and endorsing gambling. $300,000 fine to a billionaire owner proves it. I don't care who we play. I want us to play with a chip, playing violently every down. Hashtag one pride proud. Okay, there you go. How about this one? Stony, 2732. Sheila Ford was supposed to be having a meeting with Roger Goodell on Wednesday, wasn't she? If so, how about a follow-up? I know nothing about that. It'd be great if she did. I know nothing. I haven't heard anything about that. How about this? John Bator, 6500. It's the hair. Good commentary, Rieger. Well, thank you. Hair's looking pretty good today. A little greasy. And how about one more for you? This is from Crooked Club. I agree that we need to hold the refs accountable, but we're just going to ignore the tripping call that would have ended the game. Okay? My guy. That is true. You're right. Lions tripped the Cowboys, but the Cowboys got called for it, which allowed the Lions to get the ball back to put them in a position to win the ball game anyway. So I hear what you're saying. Anyway, I think that's pretty much it. King Derwin. Welcome back, my buddy. I'm so scared of Stafford. Give me love, please. Don't be King. King, don't be. You're going to beat Stafford. But I don't think you'll ever see Stafford because I don't think they want to see you. And if they did want to see you, because it seems like on paper it would be the smart thing to see you over Dallas, in Dallas, they would be playing their starters this week against the San Francisco team that's not. They don't care about winning because they don't want to face you because they know they'll lose if they do. Sean McVay is afraid of the Lions. I'm convinced of it. It's going to do it for the podcast, guys. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy the football. Monday's podcast all about Washington and Michigan. And we'll see who wins that game. And then we're on to a week where we do nothing but preview the Lions in the postseason. Oh, baby. All right. We'll catch you on Monday. Have a great weekend. Good night.